This year as a gardener, I'm eagerly awaiting the last frost date, as many of you are. But this period of time, you can do a lot of work in your garden, including propagating and moving some of your perennials. And on today's episode, we're going to move some strawberries, plant some mint, and split some irises. I'll be moving most of my strawberries from the bed over there to make room for my new winter garden. And this is part of me finishing off my perennial orchard that makes up the perimeter of my garden space. Currently, the strawberry beds get slightly more direct sunlight during the long winter months, which makes it slightly better for a winter garden. Moving strawberries is quite easy. I usually wait until the soil is workable and the plants have begun to grow. Moving strawberries too early can damage the roots when they cannot react, and later in the season you may sacrifice this year's crop. I then take a trusty sod cutter and excavate around them, taking as much of the soil as I can. You can remove the soil if you wish, however, leaving it in place will help reduce the transplant shock. In the new area, make sure the soil is rich, loose, and drains well. Strawberries produce best when the soil is slightly acidic, having an average pH of around 6. This makes them great companion ground cover for blueberries and grapes that also do best in acidic soil. In the new location, spread the plants out and dig holes roughly the same size as the root ball. Plant and make sure the soil is in good contact with the root ball. Match the soil level of the root ball with the soil around it. Over the summer, the strawberries will send runners that will become new plants, filling in the beds. Strawberries may slowly take over your garden using runners, but mint is probably one of the more invasive ones that can do it a lot faster. So when planting mint in your garden, make sure to either dedicate a space that it can take over, or take some simple steps to help avoid that. I will be planting mine as a ground cover plant for my potted fruit bushes. The bushes will grow vertically, while the mint will take over the remainder of the available soil, maximizing the use of the space. The mint will act as a mulch, helping to prevent weeds from germinating. However, unlike a mulch, it will compete for water and nutrients in the shallow soil. Mint can be propagated using cuttings, or in a similar method to how we just moved our strawberries. However, today we're going to split a plant. This is a great way to stretch your dollars and turn one plant into two. Cut the plant in half, making sure that there are stems coming from the soil on both sides. Plant the root ball in the soil, matching the ground level. You will shock the plant a little bit, cutting into the soil like this. However, the plant should be just fine. Soon enough, you'll have more mint than you know what to do with. I love to make fresh mint tea and dry the excess for winter. Mint can be planted anytime during the growing season, but for best results and chances of overwintering, plant or split as early as possible right after the last frost date in your region. Growing the mint in containers will help prevent the spread to other areas in your garden. Make sure the leaves and stems do not have the opportunity to touch soil outside of the pot, as they will root and spread. Now that we've moved the edible strawberries and mint, it's time to move a plant that is not only beautiful, but can be a killer. Irises are poisonous, so make sure not to eat them. That said, they are beautiful, both while blooming and as an ornamental grass-like plant after. My wife loves them, so I thought I would split them so I can grow more for her. Irises produce rhizomes that can easily be moved. There are many options for the best time to move them. As I have time now, I will likely sacrifice this year's blooms for the convenience of doing it now. If you wish to wait, you can wait until after they're done flowering, cut them back, and then move them in August or September. Using a garden fork, carefully lift the rhizomes and remove the ones you want. Replace the rest of the hole with potting mix and top off with mulch. If you wish, you can carefully separate them, increasing the spacing and overall flower production. Try to reduce the amount of damage done to the rhizome and roots. Remove any that are soft or look to be rotting. Inspect the remaining rhizomes for damage. If damaged, it could be a parasite and should be removed from the garden. Plant the rhizomes so it shows just above the soil and its fine roots extend below. Gently pat the soil down around the base, making sure there's good soil contact with the roots. Planting strawberries, mint, or irises too low in the soil can invite disease, ultimately killing your plants. Now that you have planted them, make sure to keep the soil moist to help prevent transplant shock. Splitting or propagating plants like this is a great way to not only get more out of your plants, but to save money as well. Thank you very much for joining me today. I appreciate it very much, and I hope you have a fantastic day.